Hey everyone, Lensmanoz here and welcome back to Manufactio. In between episodes I've been doing some clearing up around the base and I've gone ahead and I've upgraded pretty much every single assembler to the advanced assembler, which all you got to do is place this block here, the reinforced machine casing. I think I showed that in the last episode. And the power block to the reinforced energy input hatch. So you replace these two blocks and it instantly becomes the advanced assembler, which is a lot faster. The reason I did this, and I did start with this particular machine, which is the one that makes green circuits, and you can see it's still empty because we are running very low on the green circuits. I have, obviously over here we have, is that guy? No, it's this guy over here. No, one of these is doing it. One of these is making green circuits. No, it's one of them. I think it's this one actually. And you are out. You are out of... How do we make the green circuits with this one? Oh boy. Redstone. Really? Can't be out of redstone, can it? Reinforced redstone. You know what? I turned this guy off. Turned him off. Where did I turn him off here? Yeah, I turned him off. I don't know what. It's instantly become back stuff. Turned him off because things were happening. And I wanted to pull some stuff out of other inventories, but I don't think that's working. Anyway, that's fine. These guys will hopefully start getting their stuff again. You have diamond. There we go. What else did I do? I set up a process here because if you remember last episode, I turned off the osmium. I think it was backstuffing all over the place. So I've set up a system here, just from the bin that I had placed it into, because it's coming from obviously the moon, wherever it is, one of the moons. I've just set up an enrichment chamber to turn it into dust, and then an electric smelter to turn it into ingots. And that's available for the system to craft. So any of my crafting patterns over in all my assemblers that needs osmium ingots or over in the arc furnace, will be able to pull from there. This little dude is crushing obsidian. The crushed obsidian goes into firstly here, and then it goes over to the arc furnace, because one of the things with a quantum entangler porter is refined obsidian ingots. So I need that stuff. The crushed obsidian turns into the refined obsidian stuff and then gets smelted into ingots in the arc furnace. So I needed to set that up and get all that added to the system. So you can see all these guys are now yellow. All the liquid ones are now like I don't know, a greeny sort of color. And I've added a bin here for the refined obsidian. So just added it to the whitelist and everything. But you can see everything over here is now all upgraded to the better ones. They will make things faster. They will use a little bit more power, but they will make things faster. So I've also gone ahead and started to make, I think this one's got one, started to make efficiency 2 modules. Because they will reduce the power consumption by about, I think it's 40% written in the book. Same as these guys here. But I manually crafted all these guys, which was a pain in the butt. I've since gone and added it to one of the crafts. Actually, it is on the very 2 last assemblers that are over here. So I'd placed these down a while back, planning on using them for something, and then never did. So it's now these two. This one does, I think, the tier 1, but it uses a ton of circuits too. 5 advanced circuits, 5 basic control circuits. Each of the advanced needs 2 basics, so we are really chewing through basic circuits. But this is just making the efficiency modules, and as we start making them, I'll start replacing these guys out here. So look, we've got tons of power. It's not a huge issue. But I don't want to run short, if that makes sense. I haven't done much more work on the building. It's pretty much as it was. I did put the precision assembler. I did set one up in here, but I haven't activated him, and I haven't run power here or connected this guy up or anything. I have up here put a turret, and this, if I can click on it, is a minigun. This thing is awesome. And I've obviously got a minigun on my hotbar here, but this thing, I shot my own turret. That was smart. The amount of bullets that it fires is awesome. So yeah, that thing there does protect this area a lot. There's been a couple of tweaks done to the pack, which will be in the next version of the pack. Golrith does put out some little config files and stuff in the Discord channel, so if you do want to stay on the bleeding edge of the pack, by all means jump into the Discord and have a chat with all of us in there. There's a whole bunch of us YouTubers in there, and some streamers, and obviously Golrith himself. It's his Discord, and we do discuss the pack, and there's a request channel and all sorts of stuff. So if you are looking for help, by all means, I'll have the link in the description. Come and jump into the Discord and have a chat with us all. The other thing I've done, obviously, let's see. One of the things I think I've mentioned it before. I've got all these things coming to this chest, and they get stored here, and I come and grab them manually and then walk over there and craft them. So that's a bit of a pain in the backside. So underneath here is an ME storage bus, and this ME storage bus is actually set to bidirectional, but I've got it partitioned so it only can accept these items. So anytime I take some of these items out or put them in the ME terminal, it will go into this chest. And this is its storage. So I added the osmium and osmotitanium and refined ingots and all that sort of stuff. They're all in here as well now. Here's all my reinforced machine casings. Everything that's in here can now be accessed from the terminal, which makes crafting so much easier. I don't have to run over here and grab it. Also, you can see I've been cleaning up some of the dirt around here. I was getting really tired of all the grass growing, and I have been replacing a lot of it with concrete, but then scattering around the sunflowers. Because as a double tall flower, it can accept unlimited bone mealing, basically. So the more pollution that's in the chunk, which actually I need to probably put some around here somewhere, sort of gauging on where things are. I probably need to have a, that'll do. Not quite where I need it, but I just need to ensure that I still keep the odd patch or two of grass, just to be able to collect up some of this. Otherwise I'm going to need to drop another pollution pump in. I went ahead and I moved the Hellforge, which used to be here, and I've replaced it with a blast furnace, or electric furnace I should say, which I'll come back to in just a second. We're going to set that up in this episode. And I've made 2 more, so we've got 3 now, and these are set up for specific items. I've done a bit of terraforming here too, and cleaned out a bit of area, and just trying to tidy the base up, and I'm wondering whether to build, I don't know, a wall or something around. I don't know. I need to find a use for this stuff yet. I think creeper acid is a thing that this is used for, but my creeper acid setup is over there. Decisions. Do I just run a pump or quantum entangler porter it? Anyway. Let me go yoink. And you can see it's just starting to get into winter again. Awesome. Alright, so we've got a few things here. We have the Hellforge. This guy is set to bring in the steel rods. So steel rods in here are turned into blaze rods. This guy here is set to accept redstone, and that will turn into glowstone. This guy will accept copper, and that's turned into nether quartz. So these 3 guys are keeping stocked some of the things that I will need as we progress through the pack. So glowstone, yes, I needed a source of it. Nether quartz, yeah, we need a source of that, and we're going to continue using that in a moment with this guy. And then I've dropped a basic crushing factory here, just a 3-1, and the recipes at the moment are blaze rod and nether quartz. I had to ask Golrith to include the blaze rod recipe for this guy. So that hopefully will also be in the next version of the pack, just because blaze powder is a thing, right? So we're going to need some blaze powder, and you can see the uses of blaze powder aren't immense. There's not heaps of uses. Carbon fibers is one. So that's the main one that I needed it for. Otherwise, you can make incendiary rounds too. So that's potentially something we can move on to. You can make the blazing electron tubes, and this alchemical coal could potentially be a thing later for supplying power to things. Or literally just 161, 28, 512. It's a decent upgrade in EMC. So if you want to build up some EMC, then by all means. But this is the main use I need it for, and because I was finding that out here wherever the pump jack is, all this guy here, that's where I set up the carbon fiber little dude here, and it was always out of blaze powder. Plenty of diamonds, no blaze powder. And that pump's pumping up the lava, so all good. Bit of a lag spike. I am getting a few of them lately, and I have been doing my best to, again, minimize all forms of lag, but I do need to come over here and convert all of these guys to inserter slabs, because that in itself is quite a bit of, quite a few ticks that aren't required. So in between episodes, that's another job that's on my list of things to do. Right, so automated blaze, blaze powder, and automated nether quartz dust. Didn't want to take that whole stack, but whatever. Right, nether quartz dust. What do we need that for? So, uses of nether quartz dust. We can make quartz fiber cables for applied logistics. Yeah, that's required. You can turn it into silicon. That's going to be required as well, because I've removed the silo because we're out. So that's two uses. No, I don't want that. I want straight in here. Thank you. I don't need that one. Don't need to turn it back into that. This is what we're going to set up today. Quartz glass. So sand and nether quartz is quartz glass. I don't know how much sand I actually have. Probably not tons, and I'll probably need to come up with a... That's a lot lower than I thought it was. Probably need to come up with a way of getting sand. What is the ways of getting sand in this pack? No, not uses. Crushing sandstone and gravel. Get it as an output. Just doing the recycling stuff. Crushing glass. I may just need to start inputting slag back to the crusher, honestly. Still have a shipping container full of slag. So we're fine. So yeah, I may need to start pushing that down to the crusher again. But at the moment, let's just grab... Actually, do I have some... My recyclers here. I do have some. What's in here at the moment? That's not what I wanted. A few things, nothing too major. Quick. Alright, so we're going to set this guy up, and he's all plumbed in and ready to go. We're going to set him up with... Just keep half a stack of sand and half a stack of nether quartz dust. No? You're gonna put it in there? Whatever. It'll probably have a bit of a... Hello? Hello? Is this not meant to work? Electric furnace? I don't... Enough space in the inventory. What? Oh, I know what the problem is. I did place this down with a blueprint. Now there is a bug, and it comes from forestry work tables, and there is a fix coming. I'm just not sure. Well, I believe there's a fix coming, so again, something you would find out if you're in the Discord. Do we have a use for this stuff already? What are we using quartz glass for? Yeah, that's what I want to make out of it. Interesting. I didn't expect that to instantly pull out of there. Is it connected to the wrong line? Entirely possible. We may have connected this line up to the wrong part of the base. In which case, I probably need to get under here. Yeah, I think I have actually. Okay. Because there's two setups here. Yeah, I think this. Yep. So that's the wrong line for it to be connected to. Whoops. It needs to be connected to that line there. So let's just fix that up real quick. Otherwise, it'll be going back to. I don't know what else I've broken here. So I don't want that one going back to the chest at the end. I want it to back stuff. That would be the ideal way of doing it. These things outputs fair enough. Even Electrum doesn't need to go into that setup. But outputs from here, yeah, bronze doesn't go there. Everything else does. Okay, so that cable is extraneous. Yes. Yes. Oh, that's right. That was the one that went to the used to go to the Hellforge. Well, I can remove all of this, actually. Back to there. Nice. Now I've got a whole bunch of exposed stone, which isn't so great. But you know, better than the alternative. So I'm going to need to patch this up. Alright, so that should be set up. That should be working. It should eventually get more sand and more quartz stuff into it. And I'm going to need to replace some of the blocks on it for the modules. I don't want it to just chew power. Yeah, so that's one thing set up. Now that was set up so that I can start getting into logistics pipes. I do want to have a bit of a play around with logistics pipes. It has been a very long time since I did play with logistic pipes, so it's going to be a learning experience all of its own. So quartz pipe is the first, or quartz glass is the first thing, which we've just automated. Let me get rid of this and this and this. Don't know how I got an engineer's manual. Don't really need that right now. I would like to cover that floor up. The other change to the pack in between episodes is Golrith put out a patch for drone spawning, because you would have noticed that previous episodes I'll be standing there crafting and I'm just getting absolutely harassed, or you can hear the guns going off all the time, and they're mainly drones. Now there was the drones were ignoring light levels, so you can have a perfectly lit up base and the drones would just ignore that it shouldn't have been able to spawn in that area. So the patch that just the updated config file is working a treat. I do not get harassed anywhere near as much as I used to. They were spawning up here and flying around and still getting them, nowhere near as bad. Alright, so quartz glass is done. Tick. Unrouted pipe, basic logistics pipe, and then all the other logistics pipes. So unrouted, it's this guy here, requires a fluid assembler. with lubricant. So that's something we're going to go and drop over there. And I will use the capsule. I've got one somewhere in here. I think all my capsules are in here. Standard assembler. Like, to be honest, you can use the standard assembler one. And I will. Standard assembler blueprint. Left click to fill. It's pulling items out of here. I will grab a normal fluid to change the corner. I will grab the reinforced energy and the reinforced machine casing. I've got some fluid ducts. I've got a few things. So unrouted, we need to put it near lubricant, and I'm going to use this recipe because this is like, how many steel? There's a couple of titanium. Yes, I don't have tons of titanium, and I do need to find another location to get titanium from. So I'm going to be doing some scanning and stuff soon. I've got a little bit left. Not a ton. I've got 3,500. I've got 280 something thousand iron ore. And I've just upgraded the copper one. The copper one's now the elite bin as well, the ultimate bin. So I've got a lot of iron ore, tons and tons of iron ore, but yes, I need a little bit more titanium just to feel comfortable. So let's get titanium. I don't have any in there. Can I have a titanium plate? We needed a quartz glass. Let's go and grab one of them, and it's going to give me everything out of the inventory. Why is it? Oh, that's a thing. That's an annoying thing. That this will... Golrith, is there any way I can fix this? Because this is just going to produce glass for me. I don't know if these can be controlled. I'd like to be able to put a recipe here. Can we grab a lever? Do these respond to redstone signal? Lever. Oh boy. This is not what I was looking forward to for this episode. If I get a lever... Nope. What if I put it on the screen? Yes. Okay. I am going to get... comparator. Comparator. Redstone. Kind of want it to run... I want it to stop if there's nothing in there. I want it to run when there's something in there. Gonna be an interesting one. Grab some of that. What have we got in the way of... Project Red has circuits, right? What do we have? Probably want like a NOT gate. I think. I'm gonna have to play around with this because I'm not the best with redstone. It is something I'm gonna need to muck around with, but at the moment what I would like to do is detect whether there's something in here, which I'm guessing I can do with this guy. And then if I can run a redstone signal. Okay, let me grab one other thing. Again, this is completely not what I had intended to do in this episode. Very much not what I had intended. But can I do... Hello? That not work? Of course it doesn't work. Really? Ugh. Not what I needed. Alright. Well, I'm sure there's a way of doing this, and as I said before, I'm not super up on how I can do this. I'm going to turn him off for the moment because I don't want a big store of glass. I've already got something making glass for me. It's just daft. I will work this out, and it'll come down to me using a signal to say that yes, there's something in there, but yeah, anyway. Cool. I'll come back to that. Actually, give me a moment. I'll be right back. Alrighty, I haven't tested this, but I just jumped onto the wiki for Project Red, and I'm pretty sure NAND Gate is what I want. So I need a few of these plates. I need one of them, one of these, not a couple of these, one. I think I need. Did I need 2 or 3 of them? I think I need 3. 3 of them. And I'm pretty sure this recipe's been changed actually. I'm pretty sure I used to like do stone, but that's cool. To use for lead plates, right? Hello? Okay, so the NAND Gate. The idea behind the NAND Gate is when the input is on, the output is off. If that makes sense. Now I have some wire somewhere. Because I don't want this to run unless there is enough in this. So red. Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do to ensure that it gets enough material, I'm going to base it on the quartz. Oh, I suppose both of them need to be on there, don't they? It only needs to be an AND gate. A NAND. Google this, right? It's one of those things. I probably need to have both inputs. So NAND gate is a combination of a logic gate with 3 inputs and 1 output. The output is enabled by default, so that'll always be giving a signal. Signals received on all of it. The outputs. Okay, so yes, probably need the NAND gate actually, because if I leave it so that just the quartz dust is in there, we'll get silicon. I need to do a few things. Firstly, what I need to do is dig up the floor to here. I need to get... Ooh, today's episode is going to be a little long. I need to put a filter on. There. This filter needs to be whitelist. It needs to have nether quartz dust. in its whitelist of B2, and then I need to go break, break. All right, not that one, this one, hello, and you, and then my wrench hiding there. Pop that one off. Did you not form? It's working. Hello, sand, quartz. If I turn you on, let me guess. Oh my gosh, really? Pretty sure these things can be anywhere. Why? Oh boy. Really? This is not what I intended. These things aren't hollow, are they? I did not think these things were hollow, but anyway, it's formed. Cool. Okay, so that will hopefully work this time. Missing input. Now it's processing. Now I want a lever. Turn it off. Okay, so now... Oh my gosh. Okay, so what I want is not this one. Let's go make the gate that I want. I want to make a NAND gate. Because I need two inputs. So I'm going to need two varrators. So, where's the NAND? That guy. Don't think I've got any of them. I've got two of them. And I need another one of these. I need some more of those plates. Let's grab a stack because I'm sure I can use them at some point. One of them. Thanks. One of these. Three cathodes. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. You can go back in NAND Gate, comparator, grab them, got the wire. Please let this work. Okay, the idea being, I do not want it running unless both of these have signals. So the NAND Gate will go it's going here. No, it's coming back on. It's going here. Okay. At the moment, output is... I'm not going to be able to do... I'll get a strip. I'll go and get a strip. Let me get... Hopefully I've still got some strips, otherwise I'll rip one off the floor. I did make some to build on the building over there, but... not to actually, there'll probably be some in the chest. Yes, give me a couple of them, please. Oh, straight into the pipe. Well done. Okay. Trying to think outside the box here. You there. Let me break that and put... Okay. Do you have a signal? Of course not. Why would you accept this signal? What if I go like that? Can't even see it. I think it's working. 16, 64 and 13. I think that's working. I cannot tell, except by the fact that this hasn't changed. Okay. I'm going to need another stone. I'm going to need more stone strips. I'm going to need another one there. And because I made this so tiny, I'm going to need another one. I'm going to grab the whole stack. Come with me. Alright, so I'm hoping that that works. I don't want to have to deal too much with this, but the idea is I'm going to need wire coming this way. So, you're not giving me a signal? You can tell there's something in here, right? Oh yeah, no, it's getting a signal. Okay, so that's lit up, but this is still on. As soon as I add this other one in, it should turn off. Why are you not turn off? This one doesn't matter. No, all inputs. Shift right click with the screwdriver can toggle which inputs are active. Okay. I'm learning. I'm learning as I go. As I said before, I'm not super savvy on running redstone control, and that cabling system was quite a feat for me to accomplish. Shift right click with this. Turns, ooh, look at that. Okay, so we've disabled that back input. So this, what do we have, 64 and 13? This is running. But if one of these gets stopped, then so once it's out of any material in there, it'll stop. Nice. All right, so there you go. Automating electric furnace, everyone. If you need to automate an alloy, by all means. We could do this right next to each other, and I wasn't thinking that this was how this worked. We could turn off one of these inputs, and you could just run like one here, and then the red alloy cable. So if we were doing it on this guy with gold and silver, you'd have a comparator here, and then the state cell and one cable. And that would give you what you need. But there you go. Didn't get to what I was going to do this episode. We are probably well and truly over our episode length. But just a bit of a setup into how to automate an alloy so that you don't get a particular output that you don't want. Off the cuff winging it. And yeah, I think that looks alright. I'm just going to do this for decorating. Decorative purposes only. Make it a little bit more even. But yeah, there you go. Nice little automatic setup. And we're not going to get glass and silicon as byproducts. Okay, so next episode we will go and set up an assembler for the unrouted guys, which these are all fluid. I'm probably just going to add it. Can I fit it? I'll probably fit it here. That's probably the go, is rotate. It can go here. It's not exactly where I want it. I probably want 2 spots, but there's a pipe in the way. But I'll swap him out and set this guy up as, oh, hello friend. As a fluid one. You can just change color, and then we can change this, put that there, that there. It'll go the marine sort of green, and we got an advanced fluid assembler. So I'll set this guy up with the unrouted fluid pipes, and hopefully we can get some of that stuff going. And then we can automate some of the other pipes in the next episode. Until then, really, how am I missing here? Oh, block lag. Till the next episode. Thanks everyone for watching. Comments below. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you then. Bye now.